Welcome to the T&I discussion. I'm your host, Professor Lou, and today we're accompanied by a guest, Mr. Lucien Mutombo. We're going to be talking to him about some of the problems that he's encountered throughout the first half of the semester, throughout his TMI studies, and some of the theories and concepts that we can apply to help him and to render his work more precise and accurate, and to make the whole experience just a lot more enjoyable. So without further ado, we'll let Mr. Lowe introduce himself and let's get started. Okay. So my name is Lucien, and I'm just here today to discuss just some of the problems that I've encountered. Upon commencing this course and reading some of the literature, between the free and literal translation, I always thought to myself that I would be one to guard the sense more, not to just, transcode everything and just to make everything literal, just word for word. But upon receiving some of the feedback on the first task, I found myself doing exactly what, I was trying to avoid doing, which is just rendering things word for word. And they sounded somewhat abstract and somewhat strange when you read them, going from French to English. So that is definitely something that I realized I needed to change. And so from what I heard is that you initially applied the Scopus theory. From what I understand, Scopus is a Greek word for aim. And the Scopus, if I'm not mistaken, was introduced to translation theory in the 1970s by Hans J. Vermeer. And you said this is what you tried to apply first to improve your practice. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. I wanted to steer away, from just trying to stick to and remaining too loyal to the source text, and to try and consider the target text or the target language as well, And in doing so, it kind of freed me up a little bit, because I wasn't so focused on the way the words were organized, too focused on all the lexical and syntactic, syntax and such. And, it just allowed me to be a little bit free and to understand what is the purpose, what is the aim of this text. Interesting. So, have you found that this Scopus theory has been the best model for your work, and do you feel that it has produced the best result according to you? I feel it's helped, but sometimes I deviate too far, if that makes sense. Indeed. And have you so much as heard of the interpretive model of translation? No, I have not. Would you care to explain? Well, I'd like to explain it to you. So the interpretive model of translation was championed or was founded in the 1960s by Denica Seleskovich and Marian Lederer. And basically, it's a three-part or three-stage theory, in which the third part is really just listening and understanding and trying to comprehend what is being said, and really focusing on the listening. And the second intermediate phase, the deverbalization phase, in which the ideas are then absorbed into the mind and are understood. And then the third stage is the re-expression, in which we discard all the words that we've heard, and we guard that meaning, that overall meaning, that sense, and we try and reproduce what we've heard or seen in the source language, the source text, and to try and transmit that information, to try and make someone else understand it, to share that. Essentially, communicate in Latin really means something is shared, and that is what we're really trying to do, to share that sense. Because if we simply look at things on a word level, words can carry different meanings depending on context. As we heard in the workshop, meet me at the bank could mean in a city, or it could mean by the water, by the riverbank. So context is highly important, and that is why it's important to listen, to understand, to comprehend what is being said.
then to deverbalize, to discard the words, and then to translate that knowledge on. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, that's great. It makes perfect sense, and I think I can really apply that. So there we go. Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to play a little example of what happens and what you want to try and avoid. Often when students hear something or a speech, they immediately start writing. But what is important is really listening first and trying to understand. So let us take a look at what's happening.
Hello, my name is Dr. Mutamba. I'm here to share certain information with you today. I am a medical doctor, medical practitioner, and I've spent many years studying overseas in Belgium, teaching at universities, and my friend, why are you writing?
Because I am.
Why are you writing?
Because I am.
I've not even said anything.
Well, I'm trying to remember.
You are writing my greetings.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
I'm not supposed to do that.
All right, we're back here after a few weeks. It's been, it's been a while. So, how's the practice been going for you? Do you think the whole theory of sense, this whole deverbalization has been quite effective for you?
Well, yeah, I feel like la théorie du sens et verbalisation, the theory of sense and verbalization has worked tremendously. I've been able to, not stick so closer to the words. I've been able to work freely, I almost just read the text and then close the book and just try and remember what I understood, rewrite it, and then use that to, just work on that, edit that, and render work that is much more complete and whole. And it's worked tremendously, and I'm going to continue to apply that, continue to apply other methods, and I believe from here we'll only be going strength to strength. So well, that is all for the TMI discussion today. Thank you all for tuning in to our program. I'd like to thank Mr. Lucien for being here with us today, and for everyone involved in this program. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and goodbye.